What's up, everybody? It's Make It Make Sense, and y'all, there are some hypocrites in here. Basically, Andy Cohen is accused of being Satan by everybody and their mama. We got to talk about it. Like the video as the intro, please.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense. I want to make it make one.
Big moves. Surfer.
Never get any.
Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. You about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. You about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense.
I remember when Candy Hair used to look like this. I fly above. I fly above. I fly. No, that want you? No, I fly above.
Okay, y'all. So it is absolutely crazy around here. Remember, I am going to be doing my 50K celebration, hopefully sometime next week. If I get to 10,000 Instagram followers, I will throw this in as I have a lot of appreciation gifts. I'll throw in this Versace tumbler. So my Instagram is Make It Make Sense now. I will link it into this video. Definitely subscribe. If I get to 10,000, you guys will get that. Anyway, everybody is banding together against Andy and Bravo, starting with Bethenny. So I'm gonna let you hear what Bethenny had to say. Shout out to All True T. Definitely check her out. She keeps her ears to the streets. I really like her. She's on Instagram. You can follow her.
The 10 terms that I propose, subject to modification. I did not buy the idiot guide to starting a union in 24 hours, but these are fair. These are ways that talent can understand compensation without having to try to audit a multi-billion-dollar powerful company that hides money in different places and likes to try to pretend that everything equals a show expense, so you never get any of the gross. For unscripted talent with shows that make it to air, the minimum should be $5,000 per episode. Talent should receive a 10% raise each season. If the show is a huge success and ratings have increased, it's subject to negotiation or the talent can walk away. It is, in fact, their real lives. So for networks and streamers to be trapping people, not allowing them to do other things and forcing them to expose their real lives on reality television is unconscionable. Talent gets 10% of their last negotiated talent fee for additional cycles. That means that if a network has a season and decides to re-air that season, talent gets 10%. If a streamer decides to keep that on, talent gets 10% of their talent fee each additional year. Any additional entities airing that show, i.e. Peacock, will also pay 10% to the talent. On shoot and promotional days, talent gets a per diem $100 a day. Now to retroactive, starting right now. Series talent that has not been paid for shows that have been airing with no compensation should receive $5,000 per season retroactively from each distributor. So I should be paid $5,000 per year from streamers and from networks for shows that have aired after the original season. If they don't want to pay moving forward, the content should be taken down and the content should not be watched or consumed. It should be boycotted. Talent is not required to give any proceeds of their business to a network or streamer, eradicating the Bethenny clause. These terms are now the new Bethenny clause. Talent should not be prohibited from promoting specific brands on their social media so the networks and streamers can try to garner that income for themselves. Talent shall receive a percentage of proceeds from ancillary merch from the gross. 5% if it's a solo act, 2.5% if it's an ensemble. For other properties, for example, YouTube, which the networks and streamers make a lot of money off of those clips using your name and likeness and talent's intellectual property, talent should receive a percentage of the gross. Now, these are specific, but subject to modification, but they're fair. These are the 10 terms that I propose, subject to modification. I did not buy the idiot guide to starting.
Okay, so if you don't know, the Bethenny clause is basically she got in at the ground level. She was able to promote the heck out of Skinny Girl, her brand, which eventually made her I think like $100 million. So she is the gold standard. I always list Bethenny as the gold standard for what a housewife could be if you're smart. I hear what she's saying. I understand now why actors, writers, but I don't know if anybody who gets on a reality show can hold that up, right? Because you need the network. The network doesn't need you. Actors, they have a talent. Reality stars can get on stage and do whatever they want, however they want. Mind you, Jerry Springer's people, they're reality stars. They might come back. Bad Boys Club from the Zeus Network. Baddies. The Jersey Shore. These people aren't necessarily providing a talent. They're entertaining, but I don't know how this would work. I don't know what Bethenny's angle is here. It's hard because Bethenny made more than anybody else. Nene made more than anybody else. So I do think things should be fair, definitely. But I don't know if what they're asking would pertain to a reality star the way it would pertain to somebody who's actually, writing a script, and that script will be used in perpetuity on a movie. It's a little different with reality stars. And we think about the housewives. Technically, the housewives, as crazy as they are, they're a more classy reality star. So the people in the Bad Boys Club and the Bad Girls Club and Baddies West and Baddies South and all these people who just basically get paid to, punch each other, would they be considered a star and unionized? I don't know how that works. If you're a reality star and you're seeing this, let me know, because I don't know how that would work. But moving on, Nene then had something to say in response to Bethenny. So I'll let you guys hear.
Okay. So many people are asking me my opinion about the things that Bethenny is saying on her social media about the actors' strike and how it affects reality stars and things of that nature. I'm even getting requests to do interviews. Listen, here's my opinion in a really quick nutshell. Bethenny has an advantage that I do not have. So with that said, Bethenny can say things and people will get it and they'll understand it. For a very long time, I have said that there's a lot of unfair treatment in different areas of the reality workspace. Reality stars do not receive benefits. They don't have any health benefits, any residuals. There's no union for reality stars. All of those things you see, even with myself, when you see all of the memes and stuff that's out there, the way your likeness is used over and over and over and over again, and you don't get one red penny. I don't get a penny for all of those memes that you say out there. I am a part of Screen Actors Guild, so I do receive benefits on that side. Again, your likeness is used over and over and over and over again. They can run these shows for years and years and years and years and years, and you still will not get a dime from it. So I rest my case. I don't want to say too much more about it. I will let you guys see Bethenny's video. I feel like she will be supported a lot more than I would be supported. So good luck, everyone.
I definitely want to hear what you guys have to say on the replay, gang. I do think things should be fair. I know that Nene was basically the gold standard. She made more than Bethenny. I think they said she was making around $2.5 million per season. You guys can do the math. I don't know if things will ever work for reality stars the way that they work for real stars. We'll see. It'll be interesting. Some people feel like Bethenny is still looking for attention through the housewives. So now the way to do it is to clown them, make fun of them, and go after Andy, which was her friend. I mean, we're going to look at both sides. I do think things should be fair, but it is interesting. While you're on the show and while you're making millions of dollars, you love him. Then once you're off the show, he was the worst thing. They all love him. They all pander to go back, except for Bethenny. I think Bethenny definitely set the standard for not wanting to go back to reality television without some insane amount of money because she doesn't need it. But it is interesting that her podcast is all about the housewives. Everything that she has done that has been successful has been featured on the housewives. Her Skinny Girl brand took off because of her being on the housewives. A, she was smart. B, she was great at branding. However, marketing Skinny Girl on New York really put her on the map and her brand on the map. So there's, it's a slippery slope there. You love him when you're on the show. You hate him when you're off the show. But this is where they are really trashing Andy. And it was Jill Zarin and Bethenny Frankel getting together to discuss Bethenny showing up to Jill's husband's funeral with the camera crew. So I can't really show you too much of this because, Bethenny don't play, but I can let you hear a little bit.
I didn't know that you were there to film. I had no idea. I thought you were there for real because I didn't know the cameras were there.
That is an ambush, right? Okay.
So Jill is saying that she had no idea. I'll let you guys hear the whole thing, or I'll read it to you because Bethenny won't be coming for me. Bethenny's not one to be played with. Is it this one? No, I think it is this one. Okay. It says, but according to Frankel, Bravo super producer Andy Cohen was allegedly to blame for orchestrating cameras being present, which ultimately put a wedge between the two ladies. Andy Cohen texts me and calls me. I'm in a nail salon in Aspen. Says Bobby passed away, Frankel claimed. I loved Bobby. I quote him all the time. I loved Bobby. He was a gentle soul, she continued. Andy says to me something about it. And again, this is me being 1000% honest. First of all, Bobby liked the show and it was part of our experience. It's good content. It doesn't have anything to do with you being a good person and loving your husband. You wanted it filmed. You wanted it filmed too. Frankel claimed. Andy said to me that when Bobby was in the hospital or when he was sick, that you said to Andy that Bobby would love for you to cover this. And while Zarin 59 agreed it was true, she wanted to do something. The end result wasn't what she envisioned. So, guys, this is what they are talking about. There is an actual scene where you can see Bethenny and Jill talking at the funeral. So I want you guys to actually be able to see this. I have mixed feelings. I definitely have mixed feelings about this. Here we go.
And leave. So I don't know why I'm not leaving. I just I want to see her again.
Ma'am, you're not leaving because you knew that you were going to be filming.
I'm feeling badly. I mean, not about our relationship, just about a woman who lost her husband. A loss. I mean, they lost no matter what. They would. Hi, how crazy. We said hello. We said hello. I couldn't leave. I don't know why. I just couldn't leave. With Bobby's here. He's still here. I know. I don't know. What are you going to do now? I'm so proud of you. No, I just have to tell you. Bobby loved you. I know.
Okay, so this was filmed for the cameras, right? We all saw this. It was a moment. But if you were to listen to Bethenny and Jill now, it's only Bravo. How can it only be Bravo as the issue? Bethenny, you knew that filming at somebody's funeral, not in the best taste. They can't make you do that. That was also your choice. So now just to bunt it to Andy, like it's solely him. And Jill, I like Jill, but people say she's thirsty all the time and that she wanted to be on The Real Housewives Legacy, and she wanted to be on Ultimate Girls Trip, in which they called her thirsty on there too. So it's funny. Do I think Andy played a part in this? Yes, I do, but I don't think that it was just him. I think that they were all involved. Jill said, okay, let me let you finish. I'll finish and then. And while Zarin 59 agreed it was true, she wanted to do something. The end result wasn't what she envisioned. But then he said, Jill said you can bring the cameras to the funeral. That's what he said to me, Frankel alleged, as Zarin responded. If that was true, why would they need a release from me to go to get my voice on camera? Would they need a release from me? Do they have one? I will tell you that they do not have a release. If they don't have a release and you know that you did not want them at your husband's funeral, why didn't you take legal action? You see, it's murky, guys. It's not just as simple as Andy is Satan and everybody is wrong. All of these people wanted celebrity. All these people wanted fame. All these people wanted money. And all these people were willing to do whatever to get it. This is not computing to me. I can't make this make sense. If you're saying that you need a release to use my voice, I just showed you guys the video where her voice was used. If you were so up in arms about that, then you should have taken legal action. Bethenny, if you did not want to film at a funeral, you should not have done it. Zarin continued, and I heard you on his show punt the ball to him when this came up because you weren't going to lie. And you said, you answered the question. He was making it like I knew what was going on. If I tell you there's no release, you have to know I didn't know, alleged Zarin, as Frankel replied. What you're saying is that I ambushed a funeral for effing reality television? That's disgusting. But you did it. It's Andy Cohen could tell me, oh, so-and-so is okay with it. That doesn't mean that I'm going to show up to my friend's husband's funeral with a camera crew because Andy Cohen said that you want it. If you were my friend or if anything, because you can contact anybody, you could have reached out to Jill, but that wasn't it. I also listened to this podcast, and Jill says the only other time that Bethenny really reached out, it was when Bethenny had a short-lived talk show, and her producers reached out to Jill to come on the show. They hadn't talked, they hadn't anything, and Jill said, well, I want Bethenny to call me so we could talk about this. Bethenny was looking for a moment. Bethenny knew how to produce shows in her head. That's why I'm telling you guys, don't take everything for face value. Do I believe that Andy played a horrible role in this? Yeah, I do. I think that everybody wanted to make a moment. And if you watch New York, you knew that the downfall between Bethenny and Jill's relationship was devastating to all the watchers. So it was good reality television. But at what cost? Can you just blame the producer if you played a role in it? Because I just told you, Bethenny is one of the most intelligent housewives that there has ever been. She knows how to play the game. So it's like, are you just now playing the game again to us, thinking that we won't see that you played a role? It's not just Andy Cohen's fault, Bethenny. It's yours. And the fact somebody read her, they said everything except Skinny Girl has not panned out. Her shows on all the other networks, nothing panned out. Her talk show. So now she's back to talking about the housewives full time, but then bashing them as well. It's kind of weird. It's definitely weird, but I want to know what you have to say on the subject. Andy did call Jill out for being thirsty in March. So I'm not surprised that she's on Bethenny's show in July claiming that she said absolutely nothing, that there were talks, but it wasn't what she envisioned. It sounds to me like, yeah, there were talks that you wanted Bobby's, last days, or Bobby was okay with. It's weird. It's weird. I don't know Jill to be thirsty, but so many people have said it. All of these people, all parties involved, have all played a role. It ain't just Andy. And it would be more palatable if I heard them saying, I played a role in this, not just I was tricked into doing something, because I don't really see people being able to trick Bethenny. But this is salacious, and shots have been fired. So I wonder if Andy will respond. He probably won't. But if he does, it'll be good. And I'll be listening to keep y'all posted. But this is a lot. Tell me what you took from all this, because I know it was a lot. Nene, Bethenny, Jill, Vicky Gunvalson even chimed in. I'm interested. Let me know. And I will see you guys later.